Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to Jamie Phillips Coffee Mornings, guys, where we're going to talk everything Liverpool Football Club. Today's subject, Michael Edwards, Julian Ward. Why did they leave? It's never been asked. We'll go answer it today. So make sure you're ready. Get your cup of coffee, get your cup of tea, get your juice, get your breakfast, get everything ready. We're going to go right now. Yes, guys. Good morning to everyone. Hope you're all doing well today, guys. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all doing good. Guys, today's show, we are going to talk about Michael Edwards, Julian Ward, our former sporting directors. Why have they left? What really happened? We're going to try and investigate it today. Guys, before we start, don't forget to go and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 5K. We're almost there. We're not far off now. I think we're like 300 odd out. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Whatever you can do to help the channel, I'd appreciate it. Morning to everyone in the chat as well. I think Jasmine's quite happy this morning because it looks like Liverpool might be interested in Decore from Palace. We're going to talk about that. Quite a bit to talk about this morning. Actually, let's start with that. Let's start with this bit of transfer news this morning. So, I think last night, a lot of Decore was trending a little bit on Twitter. I think Neil Jones himself a little bit on Redmen TV that Liverpool might be looking back at Decore, but they know it's going to cost them 70 to 80 million. Liverpool have done this to themselves, by the way. You know, Liverpool have done this to themselves. If they're going to have to pay 70 to 80 million, it's the way it's going to have to be because we've left it so late and we shot ourselves in the foot. We're going to have to pay what we're going to have to pay. Yeah, Chris, I'm all right with Decore. I actually think Decore is a good player. Like, I think Decore is a decent player, you know. The problem is, what's going to happen is that everyone's going to have their, you know, you went from the highs of Jude Bellingham and stuff like that, and Chouameni, then you went down to Casella and Lavia, and then you're ending up at Decore. That's how people go look at it. But in fairness, Decore is a good damn player. We should have got him before he went to Crystal Palace, and no one would have moaned. If we actually, I think he was at, was it Lons? He was at. If we went, I think it was Lons. He was at. Correct me in the chat, guys. But I think it was Lons in France. He was at before he went, or Rennes. One of them two clubs, I think he was at before he went to Crystal Palace. But if we got him before he went to Palace, no one would have blinked an eye. No one would have said anything. Everyone would, that's goodbye, man. Decent player. So we're going to have to pay over the money. We're going to have to pay right over the odds for him because it's just the way life is right now. You know, Liverpool got no choice. Unless they can find an absolute bargain within the next week or two, Liverpool going to have to pay over the price for someone. Unfortunately, that's what we've done to ourselves. Liverpool Football Club have only got themselves to blame on this one, so it's not a problem. Yeah, he's a big boy. There's no doubt about it. I've been watching some highlight packages of Decore, and I've been actually looking at his stats as a defensive midfielder. Now, if you go back and look at Palace last season, obviously they had two managers last season. Yeah, look at the managers he's playing under, right, and look at his stats, man. His stats are really good. Now, you put Decore into a Liverpool team under Jurgen Klopp, his stats are probably going to look even better. So he's a good player. He's young, he's big, he's strong, he can move. He's very good on the ball. I like him. I like him. And if I'm going for him or Polina, if they're the two Premier League defensive midfield choices, Polina or Decore, I'm going for Decore because he's younger. He'll probably go beat around the same transfer, value. I'd probably go Decore because he's younger. Get more out of him for the next few years. I actually think Decore. I think everyone in the chat is pretty happy with Decore. I'm hoping now Liverpool just go down that route because I can't see who else is out there really. There's rumours that Liverpool are after Andre Guy from Fluminense once more, but there's no. Believe it or not, guys, I don't know if you heard this. So we've been linked with that Andre guy, that Brazilian is it Fluminense at? He plays that, right? We've been linked with him all summer. Well, guess what team's linked with him now? Guess what team? I bet you can't get. I'll give you one guess in the chat, guys. Who's linked with Andre at Fluminense now? Tell me one team in the chat. Who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? I want to see one team in the chat you think are wanting Andre from Fluminense. Apart from, yeah, you guys have got it. You guys have got it. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. What do they do? Do they literally just is Chelsea's scouting department just watch what Liverpool do, and if they can't get the transfer, we go and get it? Is that what they do? Is that their new transfer strategy? Just go for what Liverpool are going for, and then we're outbid them. It's madness. It is. They're now trolling us. You're exactly right, Bafana. They're now trolling us, man. And the problem is because they're throwing so much money about, they're probably going to sign him. They're probably going to sign him, and then he'll look really good, and we'll be like, "Oh, for goodness' sake, that could have been us. That could have been us with him." And we'll go look stupid. But yeah, Todd Bodie, man. Todd Bodie is at war with John Henry. They don't like each other anyway, so it's getting even worse now. But yeah, it's our fault, Jamie. We never get our target. We did it for months. Yeah, exactly. We should just pay it. If it's Andre, I've said it for a while now. I don't know much about this Andre lad from Fluminense. I really don't. I don't know much about it whatsoever. But if he's only worth 20 odd million quid, and the talk about him is very Thiago like, I'd buy him. Just get him for the gamble. Because it'd be a worth gamble because he's not going to cost you that much. You could, if it don't work out, you could probably sell him and get your money back. So it's worth the gamble. I think Liverpool should just pick him up. I think it's worth the gamble for Liverpool just go and pick him up for me. It really is. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up Bruno in the chat as well. Big up Don in the chat. Jay, how you doing? How was it, Jay? As long as that's the case, then I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Big up to you, Jay. Hope you're doing well this morning. Big up Anfield Raw, Psychedelics in the house, Pat Butcher in the house, Andy Spirit in the house, Honesty, Charlie. Got Jasmine in the house, Captain Sal, Jen, Wolf in the house. I hope you're all doing good, guys. I hope you're all doing good. Big up to everyone. Don't forget to smash that like button. 125 people already in here. We should have 100 likes already. So go and press that fun button. We should have 100 likes, 11 minutes in. Over 100 people already in it. It's just mad, ain't it? It's just a mad world we live in right now. What we got here? Let me have a look what we got. Let's have a look at some transfer rumours before we start talking about Michael Edwards and that. Let's just have a look around for some transfer rumours, shall we? Um, Chelsea snap out Ronald McDonald for a club record fee after Jurgen Klopp mentioned to his mate that he was going to buy a Big Mac and fries. Oh, I love that. It's on Sky Sports Product. Oh, sometimes taking the mick. Breaking news: Chelsea are going to snap up Ronald McDonald for a club record fee after Jurgen Klopp mentioned to a mate he was going to buy a Big Mac and fries. Oh, it's just madness. That's madness, ain't it? Um, so I believe I saw something earlier. Right. So this is from Graham Bailey, who says he thinks Gravenberch to Liverpool might be still on because Gravenberch um, wants to leave Bayern Munich. So apparently Ryan Gravenberch now wants to leave Bayern Munich, and he wants to go to Liverpool. He thinks he can do a job at Liverpool. And apparently Neil Jones is also saying that watch out for Liverpool and Ryan Gravenberch could still happen this summer. Let me know in the chat if you'd be happy with that. Ryan Gravenberch to Liverpool. I like Ryan Gravenberch. I think he's a decent footballer. He's very athletic, very mobile. Is he what we need right now, though? Is he what we need right now? Let me know in the chat. Ryan Gravenberch, yes or no? A simple answer in the chat, guys. I just want to say a yes or a no in the chat for Ryan Gravenberch. Let me know right now. Yeah, a lot of people say Ryan Gravenberch has an attitude problem. I'm not sure about that because I don't know him personally, so I can't question that right now. But I think he's a good player, man. I just don't know if he's what we need right now. Let me have a look. Let me have a look here. Let me have a look. I've got some other bits as well. Let me just get it up. It is possible Liverpool reignite their interest for Kefren Turam. Groundwork has been done on the player and they clearly like him. This is coming from Neil Jones again this morning. So it's possible Liverpool could reignite their interest in Kefren Turam. Groundwork has been done on the player and they clearly like him. What we saying, guys? What we saying for Kefren Turam? Yes, no, yes. He doesn't run enough. Paul says no, no. We need DM player. Anyone will do. Jen says yes, yes, no, yes, no, because of the situation. No, no. He was the first player LT was linked to with Klopp once he gets him. Genie. Yes, because I would take anything now. I'm unsure on him. We need players. Yes. No, as a starter. No. Yeah, it's pretty. It. Yeah, I like Ryan Gravenberch. I think Ryan Gravenberch is a decent footballer. But if Kefren Turam is available, and I'd rather have Kefren Turam if we can get either. Like if we have to pick between Gravenberch and Turam, I'm getting Turam all day. Let me know. Yeah, I think Turam is the one. I think we're all a bit more. Yeah, let's go and get him. I like Turam. I think Turam's decent, man. I think he's got. There's something about Kefren Turam that I really like. Yeah, a lot of Ryan Gravenberch news this morning, a lot of Turam news, a lot of Decore news. I think it's going to be like this till we probably buy someone. You go see names floating around quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool got to do some business. We know this. Liverpool got to hurry up, find the player, get that player, and get it over the line no matter what they decide to do, and just put an end to this ridiculous saga we're going through right now. Alex McAllister, I'm playing for Liverpool. This is apparently what Alexis McAllister has been quoted as saying. So Alexis McAllister, I'm playing for Liverpool, in quotations. It's an honour for me to be in this club. I can see already how big this club is, so very happy to be here. I'm looking forward to this season. We're buzzing to have you, Macca. So, yeah, Alexis McAllister has been quoted there saying that it's an honour for him to play for this club. You can already see how big the club is, and he loves being here already. And we love having McAllister. McAllister's been, for me, a very strong signing from the football club. You know, buying him for 35 million was ridiculous bargain. Could be the bargain of the summer for a player of his quality. He already settled in, ain't he, for me. I think he's a genius of a player. Dominic Szoboszlai the same. I think he's a great little player as well. Great attitude, great athlete, big, strong, can dribble. What we need to do, what we need to do as a club, though, we need to give McAllister and Thuram. They deserve a defensive midfielder. These boys deserve a defensive midfielder. They really do. We need to get McAllister and Szoboszlai a defensive midfielder so they can do their thing. So I don't want to waste. I don't want their talents wasted. Let's get the boys a let's get the boys a brilliant defensive midfielder so them two can just do their thing because they're going to be great for us. They're going to be tremendous players for us, and I want to go back on the end of this season and look back on it and go, thank God we got that defensive midfielder because look what McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai did for us this season. They're going to be so crucial. They're going to be so good for us. I love their attitudes. You know, McAllister and Szoboszlai look like they've got a great attitude. They look like they love the club already. They look like they're really settled already. They look like they settled well into, especially Dominic Szoboszlai, settled. He's a young lad. He looks like he's settled into a new country, into a new team, and he looks at home already. And McAllister obviously been in England for quite a while now with Brighton, and he just looks like he's part of the furniture at Liverpool already. He looks like he's been there for a while, which is a great sign to have. Their attitudes are tremendous. You know, they're great on the pitch. They're massive workers, and yeah, I really rate these guys. I really, really do. Um, let's have a look here. No, what did Darren send me? What did you send me, Daz? What did you send me, son? Liverpool Daily News. Saudi interest in Allison and Salah, Graham Birch and Sangare linked to Red's move. Yeah. So the Sangare stuff. I know Sangare's been linked with Liverpool quite a bit. I don't know if that's going to happen still. I think he might be going elsewhere. I think other clubs are very interested in Sangare. I think Liverpool have left it a bit late to get him, in my opinion. Gravenberch, as we spoke about already, I think Gravenberch should be easy to attain because it looks like he wants to come to Liverpool and leave Bayern Munich. But is he what we need right now? If Thuram is available on the market, as we've already said, I'd rather have Thuram over Gravenberch, who are quite similar players. And then you got Sangare and Sangare. I don't know. I'd rather Decore. I think Decore is better than Sangare. I'm going to say that right now. I think Decore at Palace is a better footballer. I really do. And yeah, there was some fake news last night. There was some fake news last night about Alisson going to Saudi. Apparently, that was all bull crap. Alisson and Salah are apparently very happy to stay at Liverpool. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about any of all that sort of stuff. Jamie questioning if Dom or Matt get injured, who's their midfield. Yeah, it's the thing. We got to make sure we rotate quite a lot. Don't overplay them. We need to get Stefan and Thiago fit, and Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott and Get another. That's why we need two more midfielders in. I agree. Get two more midfielders in. Get a defensive midfielder in and another midfielder that can play, maybe where Henderson played. And then you can rotate and keep these players fresh. Thiago and Stefan Pacetic should be available for Bournemouth, apparently. I'd be interested to see what Klopp says on, I believe it's Thursday's match press conference, ain't it, tomorrow? So it'd be interesting to see what it says in the press conference tomorrow about the situation. Hopefully, Thiago and Pacetic are available, because as soon as they're available, you can start bringing them on, taking McAllister and Szoboszlai off, rotating that position. You got to remember, if you go back and look, this is what Liverpool got to do better. They got to maintain and keep players healthy better, because if you go and look at a lot of the top teams in football, the same midfielders really play all the time. They just get rotated occasionally and substitutions and all that. But if you look at all the top teams, their midfield is pretty much always the same players, but they find a way of keeping them fit and healthy continuously. That's what we got to do. If we go get this defensive midfielder and whoever it's going to be, yeah, he's going to be the one who mostly starts most matches. Whatever defensive midfielder we buy, they got to look at that player and think he's the one who's going to start most matches because he's going to be our number 6. Then you got your Thiagos, your Stephans, McAllisters, Szoboszlai's, Curtis Joneses, Harvey Elliott's of the world, where Liverpool got to rotate a little bit more. But you got to make sure your best players try and play every week, and you keep them fit, you keep them healthy, and you rotate during games. You'll add five substitutions. They don't all have to play 90 minutes. They can play 60-minute games. You take them off, you keep them fit, you keep them healthy, you rotate. But that's why Liverpool desperately need more players coming in. We need this DM. For me, we need two midfielders. For me, I'm not even worried about getting a centre. I think it's come to the point now where, what is it, the 16th of August today? Personally, this is just me. My people might not agree, but I think it's come to the point now where Liverpool need two midfielders in, and I'd worry about doing the defence next season. Now, that might not be a popular opinion, right? But as far as I see it, I think we need desperately two midfielders, and I can't see we've got enough time to get two midfielders and a centre back in, because we've left this shit so late because we've ballsed it up. So if I'm Liverpool, I'm just concentrating on getting two midfielders in. Get a defensive midfielder in and another number 8. Because at the moment, we've got probably too many number 10s in our midfield. So go and get a number 8. Go and get a number 6. Get them two in. And then next summer or in January, go and get a centre back in January. And in the next summer, concentrate on rebuilding our back line. That's what I would look at doing if I was Liverpool. Just get a number 8 in and a number 6 in now, right now, before the transfer deadline ends, to bolster our midfield up a little bit. And then in January, maybe look for a centre back. And then next summer, I think we should just really think about changing our whole back four. That is how I'd probably go about it, because I don't know if we got enough time, guys. I don't know if we got enough time to get this. I'm with you. We need a centre back. I'm not saying we don't, but I'm looking at it and thinking we've got 2.5, 3 weeks till the transfer deadline finishes. Have we got enough time to get two midfielders and a centre back in? Because I don't think that one midfielder and one defender is enough. Because I look at our midfield options, I think we need two midfielders in there. I really do. Just to bolster it up a little bit. We need a number 8. If we look at our midfield at the moment, we've got too many 10s. We need a number 8 in there. We need a workhorse, for me. A number 6. And then you've got them two to go alongside Thiago, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, and Harvey Elliott and Stefan. Then we've got a bolt. Then we've got a big midfield. Then we've got a nice, healthy midfield. If we just go and get a number 6 and a centre back, I think we're a midfielder short then for the rest of the season. So, and if you look at the way we play under Jurgen Klopp, everything is in the midfield. The way we play, the system we play, the midfield is the whole key to this. Go back to the Chelsea game. The only reason the defence looked weak is because the midfield was weak. Not enough strength in midfield. And then we need midfield options badly. Liverpool have done this to themselves. We should at the beginning of the summer we should have got McAllister in, Szoboszlai in, a centre back in, another midfielder, and we'd be laughing. For me, I don't. We should got 4 midfielders and a centre back in the summer, and we'd be sitting here pretty now. But left it too late. So it's gonna drag on. 16 days left. It's gonna be difficult, man. It's gonna be difficult. Yeah, it's what I'm saying. We need 3 players. We need a DM, another versatile centre. It's what I'm saying, Vic. That's what we need. But I don't know if we've got enough time to get all 3 in this summer. Maybe we go and get a DM in, a versatile centre mid, like you're saying, like a Hendo replacement, basically, and then get the defender in January. Maybe that's what we do. Or we get the centre back and midfielder in, and then we wait till January to get another midfielder. It's gonna have to be along them lines. Big up Albert. Yeah, Albert, we already spoke about that, man. We already spoke about that. First thing. Yeah, I'm hoping. I think we will buy 2 players. I'm with you. I'm positive on this. I actually think Liverpool will buy 2 players before the first of set. I reckon we'll buy number 6 before deadline day, and then. But I reckon on deadline day we'll buy a defender. Personally, I think we'll go buy a midfielder and a centre back. I'd prefer 2 midfielders, but I think we'll go buy 2 players. But it's going to be interesting. Right, let's talk about the main thing. Let's talk about Julian Ward and Michael Edwards. Why did they leave? So, look, a lot of people have been talking about lately, especially after this disaster of a summer window. If we had Julian Ward or Michael Edwards, we would have got one of our targets. We know we bought George Schmack in. For me, he should be sacked ASAP. I wouldn't even wait for the summer. I would sack him now. George Schmack is in charge of transfers and contracts. He's the sporting director. It's his job to get transfers over the line, and he's not done his job. The Szoboszlai deal, apparently I'm reading, wasn't even George Schmack. It was Billy Hogan who did that. Then Billy Hogan tried to sign Casado, and then Big George tried to get Lavia and couldn't get the deal done. He's a terrible he's a terrible sporting director. He's at a club that's far too big for him. Far too big for him. And for me, he should be gone. Big up Cav in the chat. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. The thing is though, right? And Cav's right. He's only got a 3-month contract, 1 month, and there's no point sacking him now. That is true, but George Schmack came out, I think, a couple of weeks ago and said he got offered a 1-year contract. He got offered a 1-year contract with a 3-month sort of like probation period, where if he wanted to, he could leave after 3 months, or he could do a whole year. That's the thing. So his contract, I do believe, is for 12 months. But in that contract, he can do 3 months and walk after the summer transfer window, or he can stay for the entirety of 12 months. So that's what I read about a couple of weeks ago. So if he's here for 12 months, God forbid. If he leaves after this summer, thank God. It all comes down on him at the end of the day. I've been saying this for a while. So John W. Henry owns Liverpool Football Club. He's the owner of our... Look, let's do it in American terms for a second. He's the owner of our franchise, yeah? Right? He's the owner of our franchise, right? But he owns many franchises, yeah? but he's not. He's the owner of all these franchises, but he doesn't run all these franchises. He owns it. It's a bit like, let's put it like this. It's a bit like there's one person that used to own all the McDonald's in the world. Yeah, he's the owner of McDonald's. Yeah, right. But each McDonald's had their own manager, had their own boss, had their own CEO, had their own things. Blah 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 blah. It's like that. So John W. Henry owns Liverpool, but he's not in charge of Liverpool. He doesn't do the daily work and managing at Liverpool. It's like Tottenham. Everyone keeps thinking Daniel Levy owns Tottenham. He don't. Joel King owns Tottenham. Yeah? But Daniel Levy is the manager, the runner of Tottenham Hotspur for King. So John W. Henry's in charge of it. He's the owner of Liverpool, but it comes down to who manages Liverpool, who manages Liverpool on the daily. Now, there's 28 members of Liverpool, of FSG, and it ain't just all down to John W. Henry. It's who's doing the daily running of our football club. Now, Billy Hogan is the CEO of Liverpool, so he's basically in charge of the daily running of our football club. Then you got Mike Gordon, who came back into the fold this summer. He helps run the daily work of Liverpool Football Club. And then you got whoever the sporting director is at the time. So Joe Smack is the sporting director of Big George is the sporting director of our football club. He's in charge of contracts and transfers. That's his job. He gets told the budget. As a sporting director. They tell him, like Billy Hogan and Mike Gordon and all these guys will tell George, right, this is the budget for this summer. These players are coming out of contract. These players have got so much on their contract left. And then his whole year is he's got that to play with and he's got that to work with, right? And for me, it comes down to them three people most of the time. Now, you can still say that's FSG because they are the owners, but it comes down to them three guys. It comes down to them three guys that are running this football club right now. You know, they're in charge of running the football club. If I went and bought something and owned something and put my money into it, yeah, and then I went and got the best CEO. I looked for the best CEO I could get, yeah, and I tell them, right, you're in charge of the daily running of our football club. Then you got to go and find yourselves scouts, sporting directors, you know, financial experts, all that sort of stuff, and you guys run this football club, yeah. I don't have to be in on everything on the daily. I expect you to run the football club properly, right? That's what I expect. Now, there's somewhere in between, like it's different with different cases. So you look at Todd Bowley at Chelsea. Todd Bowley runs everything at Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, he runs everything at Chelsea Football Club. He's involved in all the transfers. He's involved in everything. Yeah, everything. Every time you hear something, oh, Todd Bowley's overseeing this personally for this transfer. Blah 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 blah. So different owners have run their clubs differently. Liverpool are run by Billy Hogan, Mike Gordon, and whoever the sporting director is at the time. And at the moment, it's a massive joke. It's a massive mess right now. So this is why when I always say like FSG out, and I agree, but when we say FSG out, it's got to be all 28 members of FSG because it's not just one person. Yes, that one person always gets the blame in John W. Henry because he's the majority owner. But there's so many people on this FSG board that all need to go as well. So when we say them out, be Hogan out, Mike Gordon out, whoever's sporting director out, these are all members of FSG. This is the way they work. So they all need to go. And for me, the sporting director, big up Oliver in chat, big up Jake Kim Kismet, how you doing, man? Big up Johnny in the chat, big up Wino in the chat. Wino says an owner hires people to run their businesses is fully what's happening at Liverpool. This is what I'm saying. Wino's right. John W. Henry hired people to run his club. And everyone underneath him, you could say, are not doing their job. Now, you can say John W. Henry's not doing his job, of course. But you can also say everyone he's hired to run the football club are not doing their job, and it's a mess right now. But we need to know why it's a mess. Why is two sporting directors left within a year of each other? Yeah, Michael Edwards for so long, who's the transfer guru at Liverpool, that we all used to praise and love and say, no one's got a sporting director like this. Everyone was jealous. He was a great sporting director. He started being a sporting director at Liverpool in August 2016. And he bought some duds, of course he did, but he bought some great players as well. He helped build Jurgen Klopp's side. Jurgen Klopp gets all the praise, and rightly so, but we also got to remember that Michael Edwards helped build that side. Michael Edwards, Jurgen Klopp, Mike Gordon, Ian Dennis, all these people came together in that transfer committee and built that Liverpool side that went on to be very successful. And then Michael Edwards decided to leave. There's no real explanation why Michael Edwards left. It was a bit like, it's just, I've been here 10 years now. It's just my time. He's been at Liverpool Football Club since 2011, don't forget, and then took over the sporting director role in 2016. So they've been at Liverpool for a long time, 10 years. And he just decided to leave. And that's fair. He's been at the club for 10 years. A lot of people, argue why he left. There's a lot of people saying it's because of money situations. He was sick of it and stuff like that. Other things, people were saying that he only ever wanted to do 10 years. His 10 years are up and he wanted to leave. Then Julian Ward took over. And Julian Ward's been working under Michael Edwards for quite a few years as he's like second in command. They were all part of the transfer committee together for a few years. So Julian Ward knew how this club was run. Now, this is why this one's the strange one for me. The Julian Ward leaving, for me, is the weirdest one out of them all. Not Michael Edwards. He was at Liverpool for 10 years and he decided to move on. Sporting directors move on all the time. Yeah, they move on all the time. It's not a problem. But the Julian Ward one was weird because he was only here he wanted to leave after 6 months. He did 6 months and handed in his notice. This is the weird one for me. He knows how Liverpool are run as a football club because he worked under he worked under Michael Edwards for a few years. He was part of the transfer committee. And so he knows how the club is run. So everyone's saying about the more money sort of stuff. Like, he knows how the club is run. He's not coming in this, dry. He knows how the club is run. He knows how it's operated. He knows how the money works at our football club. He knows how we do business. So that part of it was like, it shouldn't be a surprise to him. It shouldn't be a shock to him because he's been here for a few years. He got Luis Diaz over the line. So when we got Luis Diaz a couple of Januaries ago, Michael Edwards let Julian Ward do that deal. Julian Ward got Luis Diaz over the line. Julian Ward signed Mo Salah to his brand new contract and convinced Salah to stay. Julian Ward bought Gakpo. Julian Ward bought Darwin Núñez because they're players that the manager and that wanted. They wanted Gakpo, they wanted Darwin Núñez, they wanted Luis Diaz's, they wanted Mo Salah to sign a new contract. So Julian Ward, who was our sporting director in that small frame of time, got everyone the manager wanted and got Mo Salah to sign a new contract. So Julian Ward did his job. He did his job. Now, they're players we might not want. The Darwin Núñez one would be the one. People will say, well, we don't want Darwin Núñez. That was a waste of money. But if he got the player the manager wanted, that's the main thing. If the manager pinpointed, I want Darwin Núñez in my team in the summer for next season, and my sporting director went and got him that player, then my sporting director did his job. Now, if you look at it now with Joel Schmack, Jurgen Klopp wanted Lavia, Joel Schmack couldn't do it. He couldn't produce the goods. For me, if Julian Ward was still sporting director, Lavia would be wearing a red shirt now. In my opinion, I do believe he would he'd be wearing a Liverpool shirt right now. Big up Gene. Good thing. I opened my restaurant yesterday, so big up Gene opening a restaurant yesterday. That takes some doing. Big up Gene. Congratulations in the chat for Gene, guys. Gene Gray, a big supporter of the channel for all his time now. So give a big congratulations to Gene in the chat, guys, opening a restaurant yesterday. Big up to Gene in the chat. What an accomplishment that is. What a great accomplishment that is. What are we saying in chat? Jamie left because Henderson renewal. Yeah, we'll get to that. Average Mo, big up to you, man. Hope you're doing well. Edwards is no longer wanted to work with Klopp. Klopp refused to take Enzo and Bruno. Edwards recommended both to very cheap, and Klopp overruled him. We're going to get to that. But yeah, big up to Gene in the chat. Yeah, big up to Gene on the chat, man. Give us some congrats, man. Thanks for subscribing, people. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, big up to Gene in the chat, guys. No, you're welcome, Gene. You're welcome. That takes some doing opening a Yeah, big up. Jamie, if Liverpool wanted Lavia, he would have been signed at the end of the season. Southampton got relegated. He was for sale. Klopp said he wanted everyone in for pre-season, so why wasn't he? Because we've got George Schmackers in charge of our sporting director. This is what I'm saying, guys. George Schmackers our sporting director. He's not doing his job. The buck stops at the sporting director. You know, McAllister was done by Julian Ward. Julian Ward done McAllister's deal, and guess what? We got him straight away. No messing around. Yeah, we found a £35 million buyout clause in his contract that no one even knew about it. In fact, I was listening to Brighton the other day. They forgot he had it. Brighton forgot they had that contract in him. You know, they didn't really. They forgot all about it. So Liverpool, Julian Ward did his job. He found out that he had a £35 million release clause and went, we're all over this shit now, and got McAllister in early. Then apparently Billy Hogan's the one who got Szoboszlai in. So what's George done? He's done nothing. Done nothing at his football club yet. Buck stops at George, man. I've always said we should have got Rangnick in from as our sporting director. And I know at the time people weren't very popular with that because he was the Man United manager. But Ralph Rangnick's job, if you look at Ralph Rangnick's career, he's brilliant at finding players. He's excellent at finding players and getting them in. I've always said it. Ralph Rangnick should have been Liverpool's sporting director. Should have been. I don't know why Liverpool didn't go down that route. He'd probably snap at the chance. And he'd probably try and get one over at Man United at the same time because he hates them. So I would have got Ralph Rangnick in. I think he would have done a really, really good job. But George Schmack's not done his job, guys. It's as simple as that. Julian Ward got McAllister in early. He saw the contract for 30. He found out he had him. And he got him in and got McAllister in for us. It's just so that's what I'm saying. If Klopp wants players and your sporting director can't get the job done, Who's to blame? It's easy for us to go and blame John W. Henry because he owns Liverpool Football Club and he's the owner. But he's not an owner like a Todd Bowley is, like I've just said. Todd Bowley is in charge of everything at Chelsea. He does all the transfers himself. He's involved financially in everything. Where John W. Henry is more of a quiet owner, where he hires people to be in charge of his football club and he expects them to run the football club. All right? That's the way it works differently for us. It works differently for other teams as well. They put people in charge of their football club, they get deals done. Man City are the same. They got an owner at their football club, and then he's barely at Man City. You barely ever see him. But then he expects everyone at Man City to run that football club. Then Pat-Man will tell you, he then expects everyone at Manchester City to run that football club. So the chairman and the sporting director and all that, they run Man City. And they go and run the football club for him. He's a quiet owner. Now, Liverpool don't obviously have that money, but it all comes down to the sporting director. There's no shock in this, guys. This transfer window, when was the last time we went for players without doing personal terms first? That's never happened. It never happened in the Julian Ward time when he was at Liverpool for that 6-month period. It never happened under Michael Edwards. And they were our sporting directors. Now we've got this new sporting director who looks like he's here for vibes. And he just smokes vapes and wears top men shirts all the bloody time and baggy jeans. He's just here for vibes, man. And he can't get no transfer over the line. He can't do personal terms first. Every transfer we're doing at the moment, we haven't agreed personal terms. It's a joke. This Caicedo and Lavia thing would have been done so much more quietly if Edwards or Julian Ward was about. It would have been done quietly, and it would have just been got done. It's just madness. It's just nuts. And for me, it comes down to sporting directors. It really does. What Liverpool have got to do this season, they have got to find and hire a proper sporting director. That's what they need to do. They need to go and find and hire a proper sporting director that they can get in and trust, that's got great contacts, that's energetic, that's young, that's enthusiastic, that has got good data, good background, all that sort of stuff they need in a sporting director that will go and get them players the manager wants, that can work with whatever the budget is. Whatever the budget is for that summer, he can work with it. The contract side, he's good with the players. He can do contracts really well. Liverpool need to look for that kind of sporting director. They need this thing. They need a sporting director, but more badly than they need players right now, because we can't buy players without one. We're struggling to buy players without a sporting director. Go and get a sporting director in that can do the bloody job. That's what we need. Then that sporting director can organise his scouting team. I mean, what's George Schmack meant to do in 3 months as well? I'll give him one little thing. What is George Schmack meant to do in 3 months when he doesn't know the scouting team? Your sporting director needs to be sitting closely with the scouting team, the analytics side of the team, the data side of the team. They all need to be as one, know each other inside out so they can all do their jobs. So I'll give George one thing. Hiring him for 3 months was a total joke. That's down on the owners and the people that run Liverpool Football Club. But buying the players, all down to the sporting director, who's terrible at his job. It's as simple as that. He's got to get these players over the line. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for right now? We've got 2.5 weeks left we've got 16 days till the transfer deadline is finished. Right? And we can't buy anyone until January. We got money in our pocket. Why aren't we in the market right now? As soon as Caicedo said no to us, as soon as Caicedo said no to Liverpool, and he signed for Chelsea, we should never have gone back for Lavia. Why would we do that? It's embarrassing. We should have had more. We should have people lined up. Right, let's get on the phone to these clubs. Let's get these players in right now. But no, we're acting like stooges. We're acting pathetic. We don't know what to do. We're acting like a club that hasn't got a Scooby right now. And it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. The whole boardroom is a mess. And we can't buy players with this mess. We really can't. It's going to be a struggle. What I thought I'd do for fun is go through all Michael Edwards' signings for Liverpool Football Club. So these are all the players that Michael Edwards has bought. So Michael Edwards became sporting director in August 2016. He got promoted to sporting director in November of 2016. So he didn't take over the role as sporting director till November 2016. And these are the players he bought. He bought Loris Karius for 4 million. Marco Grujic for 5.1 million. He got Alex Maniga on a free. Do you remember that? Jesus Christ. He got Adrian on a free. He got Ragnar Klavan for 4.2 million. He got Dominic Solanke for 3 million. Remember, he bought Dominic Solanke for 3 million and then sold him a year later for 20 million. Great bit of business. Bought Naby Keita for 53 million. He bought Sheridan Shaqiri for 13.5 million, which is a good buy. Oxlade-Chamberlain for 35 million. He got Joel Matip on a free. He got Taki Minamino for 7.2 million. Julian Wijnaldum for 25 million. Alisson Becker for 67 million. Fabinho for 39 million. He bought Andrew Robinson for 10 million, rose up to 10 million anyway. Sadio Mane for 34 million. Mohamed Salah for 37 million. And Virgil van Dijk for 75 million. They were all the players Michael Edwards bought for Liverpool. I think people think Michael Edwards bought more players than that. He didn't. They're all the players Michael Edwards bought for Liverpool. And he didn't become sporting director till November 2016, so almost going into 2017. And if you look at the time where Liverpool started to turn into a better team, was around that 17, 18, 19 period when we started to be a better team and start to compete for trophies and then obviously win Premier League and Champions League trophies. That is when Michael Edwards pretty much got his hands on being sporting director. So that it shows. So Michael Edwards didn't really get starting to buy anyone till the summer of 2017. And we started winning the Premier League in 2019 and started competing again. So I think it shows how important it is to have a proper sporting director. I think that shows how important it is how to get a proper sporting director in, because it's no coincidence when Michael Edwards took over that role, along with Jurgen Klopp and Ian Dennis and Mike Graham and the analytics teams and the data teams, and they all took over that role and worked together as one. We started building a team that started to win things. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence at all. Yeah, and that's why you need a proper sporting director. Now, if you look at Michael Edwards' best signings, Virgil van Dijk, 75 million. Mo Salah, 37 million. Sadio Mane, 34 million. Andy Robinson, 10 million. Fabinho, 39 million. Alisson Becker, 67 million. Gene Wijnaldum, 25 million. Joel Matip on a free. Ox at the time contributed to trophies, 35 million. Shaqiri was a good squad player at 13.5 million. Naby Keita unfortunately didn't work. So you look at them players there especially, yeah? You look at them players there especially coming in, help this side. It just shows that, Wijnaldum's of this world, Becker's of this world, Fabinho's of this world, Robbo's of this world, Sadio Mane's, Mo Salah's, and Virgil van Dijk's. They're the players that Michael Edwards spotted and got in for Liverpool Football Club. Yeah. And then we went on to start winning things. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Your voice is so hard to listen to. Wow. What's wrong with my voice? I've got a bit of a cold, if that's what you're worried about, or is my microphone off? Guys in the chat, let me know. Is my microphone playing up or something? Let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know in the chat. 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 Apparently my voice is so hard to listen to. Let me know in the chat, guys. Or is he just messing around? Is he just messing around? I've got a bit of a cold, so my throat might be gone a little bit, but yeah, all good. It's fine. All good, Jamie. Oh, good. Voice okay. You're fine. Awesome. Just your accent. Boy, Pat, man, ain't you got the same accent as me? Ain't you an East London boy? Yeah, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, so I'm a bit bunged up. So it might be that at the moment. But big up to everyone. Thank you for letting me know. Obviously, Michael Edwards bought some bums as well. There are some players there that didn't work, but that's always going to be the key. Clavan, Solankis, Adrians, Manigers, Grucci's, Loris Karius. Right, the Loris Karius one, yeah? The Loris Karius one, right? Yes, it didn't work, right? But Jurgen Klopp wanted Loris Karius, yeah? Jurgen Klopp pinpointed Karius. He wanted Karius. He watched him in Germany. I believe he got one. He was one of the goalkeepers of the year in Germany that year somehow. Don't know how, but he was. And Jurgen Klopp pinpointed Karius and wanted to bring Karius to Liverpool. So Michael Edwards, as his sporting director, went and got Klopp the player he wanted. Now, it didn't work because Karius had a nightmare, and it just didn't work for him. And he fell off a cliff big time after that Champions League final. And it never worked for him again. And Klopp tried to stick by him for a little bit. But that was a Klopp choice. Klopp wanted Karius. He pinpointed him. And Michael Edwards went and bought him for him. He went and got him. So I can't really blame... if my manager wants a player and my sporting director goes and gets him that player, then in my opinion, my sporting director has done his job. He's got the player the manager wanted, and that's all we ask. Yeah, that's all we ask. That's all we ask. So, but as I say, and then you look at Julian Wall. Julian Wall got Luis Diaz over the line. Julian Wall signed Mo Salah to a brand new contract. Julian Wall got Darwin Núñez over the line, who the manager and Pep Lijnders wanted. So the manager and Pep Lijnders wanted Darwin Núñez. Julian Wall, our sporting director at the time, went and got him Darwin Núñez. Yeah, and don't forget Thiago as well. Thiago Jota. I forgot about Diogo Jota and Thiago as well. I forgot about them too. Thiago and Jota as well came in. So and Tsimikas. So we can't forget these players, We can't forget these players. They all came in under the mark. So Michael Edwards got Tsimikas, Thiago, Jota, Salah, Mane, Virgil van Dijk. Did he get Bobby Firmino? I'm trying to remember when Bobby Firmino came to Liverpool. So Bobby Firmino came under Brendan Rodgers. I don't think Michael Edwards was sporting director when Brendan Rodgers was there. When did Brendan Rodgers leave? Was it the October of 2016? And he became sporting director in November of 2016. So just after Brendan Rodgers left. He got James Milner weren't under James Milner was under Brendan Rodgers, weren't it? I don't think Michael Edwards was sporting director under Brendan Rodgers, if I remember rightly. So Firmino was 2015, weren't he? So he weren't a Michael Edwards signing. No, they're not. They're not. But when we got Thiago, we was all happy with it. Let's face it, Wayne. When Thiago came in, I think we was all pretty happy with it. Anonymous and scattered Bobby Firmino. Yeah. I don't. Right, hang on. Let's have a look here. Trying to think of other players he might have bought. So the Echo have done a thing up. 49 transfers, £858 million spent, and Michael Edwards' top 10 Liverpool deals ranked. So maybe he did buy. I can't. Hang on. Since taking over the club's sporting director in November 2016, Edwards has helped Jurgen Klopp build a Liverpool side that would finally return to the Champions League before reaching the final when winning it in successive seasons, as well as being crowned world champions and ending the club's 30-year wait of finally being crowned champions of England. He has overseen the rise and truly great Red side and helped write the next chapter in their illustrious career, with the current squad no doubt hungry to add one or more trophies to their collection under Edwards. Watched in the immediate aftermath following the departure before the next Liverpool team was built. With 10 transfer windows under his belt, 22 players have been bought for a combined 487 million. So he's bought 22 players for a combined 487 million in that period. Meanwhile, 27 players have been sold for 371 million. So he bought in 487 millions worth of talent in 22 players, and he sold 27 players and made 371 million. So that is that's a lot. That is a lot. He bought Harvey Elliott as well. I forgot about Harvey Elliott. He bought Harvey Elliott for 4.3 million. He bought Virgil van Dijk for 75 million. He sold Dominic Solanke for 24 million quid. Obviously bought Alisson for 65 million. Ryan Brewster he sold for 23 million quid. Just think, Michael Edwards somehow sold Ryan Brewster and Dominic Solanke for a combined fee of £50 million. How did he do it? He bought Fabinho for 43.7 million. It was 39 million initially, and it went up in fees. He sold Sacco for 26 million. Do you remember that? I forgot all about that. He sold Sacco for 26 million. He bought Mo Salah for 43. He bought Andy Robertson for 10. He sold Coutinho for 142, as we know. So, man, he is. I forgot about Harvey Elliott as well. He bought Harvey Elliott, Thiago, Jota. Wow. Wow. So there's a thing here. I can read this out for you as well. Ranking all of Michael Edwards' signings from incredible to a waste of money. So they got waste of money. They got Naby Keita, Minamino, Ben Davies. We forgot about Ben Davies and Dominic Solanke, but he made good money on what Dominic Solanke. Not great signings. They've listed as Oxlade-Chamberlain, Thiago, Adrian, Sepp van der Berg, Andy Lonergan. Average players. They've got Kanate as average. What is this website? Shaqiri, Tsimikas, and Kabak. Do you remember Kabak? Great signings. Fabinho, Alisson. Harvey Elliott, they got as a great signing. Thiago Jota. Incredible signings. Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, and Mo Salah. Wow. He is he's bought quite a few players, man. He's bought quite a few players. So that just goes and shows that, the players he got in at that time. Yeah, Shaqiri was a bit underrated. He was a good squad player. He was a really good squad player. I'd have him now. Yeah, I was Canati average. That website, man. That website's a bit weird. So, Michael Edwards, man, like Julian Ward, good sporting directors. And it was no shock that Liverpool went on to have their most success under excellent sporting directors. And now we haven't got any excellent sporting directors, and we're in a bit of a mess. I think it just shows. Why did Edwards leave? A lot of rumours are that Edwards left because he was annoyed that Jordan Henderson signed a new contract. Now, these are just rumours. We will never know for facts. But one of the rumours out there is that Julian Ward wanted Henderson sold. He wanted to sell Henderson before he signed his new contract. What was it, almost 3 years ago? Edwards actually wanted him sold. And Edwards got really annoyed that they signed Henderson to a brand new contract because he could see that Henderson was coming to the end of his time and should have been sold then and got new blood in. Now, there was a part. Now, I'm not going at Klopp here. No one think I'm Klopp bashing, because I'm not. I'm just talking about the situation why Michael Edwards might have left. Michael Edwards might have left because he didn't like the way Jurgen Klopp was getting more power in transfers. That is another rumour. I don't know if these rumours are true. I don't think we'll ever know unless Julian Ward comes out and says himself. Michael Edwards comes out and says himself. But a lot of people think Klopp has too much power now. There's a lot of people that think Jurgen Klopp has too much power. And in that time, Michael Edwards and Julian Ward have both left. They've both left. In that time where Jurgen Klopp signed his brand new contract and got an extension, got Henderson re-signed, kept Milner at the football club, and got him re-signed for another year. And in that time, Michael Edwards and Julian Ward decided to leave Liverpool. Now, a lot of people are coming to a coincidence that it's Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp is too powerful. If you look at George Schmack was a Jurgen Klopp referral. Apparently, Jurgen Klopp is the one who referred Liverpool to go and get George Schmack in as sporting director, as he knows him and trusts him. Now, these are just rumours, but this is what people are going along with. Big up, K-Mate. These are what people are running with right now. And I don't know if we'll ever know the truth, but there's something really wrong behind the scenes at Liverpool. Jobs for the boys. There is something really wrong behind the scenes at Liverpool. There really is. And a lot of people are putting that on Jurgen. Now, I'm not going to say that. I'm just talking about the rumours and that. But a lot of people are starting to put that on Jurgen, surprisingly. And I don't know. It could be more in this. It could be more in that. But something's gone wrong behind something's going on behind the scenes that never used to be like this. We never used to be like this behind the scenes. It used to be fine. No, we used to be so well run. Everyone knew their job. We never had a problem. We've always known we don't have that much money, or our owners are tight with the money and not willing to spend. But as long as Michael Edwards was there at the time, we was happy because we knew we'd get players in. Michael Edwards would work his magic, and we get some kind of player in to fill a gap, and we can go again and it'll be all right. We never really argued about transfers that much. Then Julian Ward came in. Julian Ward got Luis Diaz in the January. We was all happy with that. He went and got Darwin Núñez that the manager wanted. So you got to say Julian Ward did his job because he got the striker the manager wanted. Paid 65 million for Darwin Núñez. Got him over the line. You might not like Darwin Núñez as a footballer, guys, but Julian Ward did his job because he got the player the manager wanted. He re-signed Mo Salah to a brand new contract. He got Cody Gakpo in the January as his like farewell gift to Liverpool. He went and got Cody Gakpo in the January. So if you look at what Mark Wedders and Julian Ward did, they got good players in. They sold well. They got our best players signed to brand new contracts, big deals. Salah got a brand new big deal. Alisson got a brand new contract, big deal. Virgil got a brand new contract, big deal. So Michael Edwards and Julian Ward together sold well, bought well, and signed up our best players to brand new contracts. So everything behind the scenes with them were great. And then they left like that. Then they left like that, like it was nothing. They just left. Within 1 year, our two best sporting directors that were doing great jobs just left. With no real explanation, no real why they left. They just left. And questions have still not been answered. We've asked so many questions and we're never going to find out. We're never going to find out. So we have to start rumours and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And the conspiracy theory that goes around a lot of Liverpool fans is two conspiracies. One is that it's FSG that don't give, they were fed up with FSG being too tight and stingy and couldn't work with the finances anymore. That might be it. And the other conspiracy theory is that Jurgen Klopp has too much power at the football club now and is hard to work with. That's the other theory coming out that you hear a lot now, that Jurgen Klopp is actually quite hard to work with behind the scenes. You know, he has his way of things doing it, and it's his way. And a lot of people say since he signed his new contract, he has a lot more power in transfers now. And it was Jurgen Klopp who wanted Henderson and James Milner to sign new contracts, and the club signed them to new contracts. Julian Ward and Jordan and Michael Edwards didn't want them players signing new contracts. So you got conspiracy theories all over the place. Is it Jurgen Klopp? Is it the owners? What's going on? I don't know if we're ever going to know the answers, guys. I don't think we're ever going to know the answers. For me, the Michael Edwards one, I think Michael Edwards just wanted to have a rest. I think Michael Edwards worked at Liverpool since 2011 in other departments at the football club, became sporting director in 2016, and just decided he's been at the club for 10 years and he wanted to move on and have a rest. So the Michael Edwards one, for me, isn't the biggest deal because he was at the club for so long. It's the Julian Ward one. It's the Julian Ward one which winds me up a little bit because he quit his job after 6 months. He quit his job after 6 months. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to know. I think conspiracy theories will just say it's Klopp and his power. They couldn't hack it. He's too powerful. Klopp's ego, Klopp's aura. It's just too much. They couldn't handle it. And other people will say it's FSG not giving them the right funds for them to do their job, which is probably the real one. But we're never going to know the answer, unfortunately. So because we're never going to know the answer, we're always going to chat like this without really knowing. And that's a shame. But what it shows is that you look at when Michael Edwards was in charge of Liverpool and then he became sporting director. He started buying players in that helped Jurgen Klopp win trophies. Michael Edwards built the Jurgen Klopp dynasty. That is what I'm telling you right now. In my point of view, Michael Edwards built the Jurgen Klopp dynasty. And just go back and look at the facts. He took over as sporting director in November 2016. His first summer transfer window was 2017. We won the league in 2019. Champions League in 2019. Was it the I can't remember when. 2019, 2020? Yeah, whatever it was. We won the Champions League and the Premier League, yeah, in them 2 years, yeah. And his first transfer window as sporting director was 2017. It's not a coincidence to me. Michael Edwards built the Jurgen Klopp dynasty. Julian Ward took over it and started. And Julian Ward took over it and got good players in and bought and signed up Mo Salah to a brand new contract, and then within 6 months he left. So if you ask me, something behind the scenes is not working at Liverpool right now. That's it. I keep getting my years wrong. 19, yeah. So if you look at it, Edwards took over in the first transfer window was the summer of 2017. We became champions in 18-19. Champions League winners 18-19 and the league in 19-20. It's not a coincidence, guys. It's not a coincidence. And we still kept playing and we still kept competing till last year when it all fell apart. No coincidence there, guys. Big up, Reverend Knight. Big up for DM, man. Miguel Delaney is saying Liverpool are advancing on Decore. Jasmine might be getting her wish there. Liverpool identify a new midfield target after missing out Casado and Lavia. The Reds are looking to alternative options after missing out Chelsea for Moises, Casado, Romano, Lavia. Liverpool are advancing on Decore. Now, this will be good, man. Miguel Delaney is pretty. Yeah, I will trust Miguel Delaney. He came out of some things. He come out with some stuff in the Casado Lavia transfer saga, which were true at the end. I think Miguel Delaney was the first one to say that Liverpool don't have a contract signed up with Casado when we put the bid in. We didn't have a pre-agreement with him, and he was right. And then he was right. So Miguel Delaney does have some legs. He does have some legs. So maybe we are. Look, I'm all right with Decore. I think Decore is a good player, man. I think Decore is a good player. I really do. I really do. So if we can get him in, I'll be happy with it. Be really happy with it. But look, I'm not slagging off anyone who comes to me. I'm not slagging off Jurgen Klopp. What I'm doing is I'm just giving you the conspiracy theories and rumours going around why Michael Edwards and Julian Ward left. I don't know. None of us will ever know because they're not going to say why they left. Because they never said why they left, you go get all these conspiracy rumours and everything going around, ain't you? So it's just what it is. If Klopp had that much power, Tram and Lavia would have been Liverpool players. I agree, Michael. I agree, man. I agree. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it is. We're just talking here as why they left. Why they left. But you need a great sporting director. You need a sporting director that will go against your manager sometimes. That will go with your manager and know, look, listen, this will be perfect for us. Michael Edwards used to do that. Remember, Jurgen Klopp wanted Julian Brandt and players like that, and Michael Edwards and the team were like, no, trust us. Mo Salah's the one. Mo Salah will be perfect for us. Remember, Klopp wanted who is it who Klopp wanted who went to Chelsea? It's gone out of my head now. Klopp wanted him. He was talking to him all the time. Apparently, Klopp was talking to him on Skype and everything. They were Skype chatting and all that, and he wanted him. And Liverpool and Michael Edwards were like, no, look, we look at Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota's a better fit for our football club, and they went and got Diogo Jota. So you are right. If Klopp had all the power, we'll get all these players in. But yeah, Werner, that's it, Werner. So it's all rumours at the end of the day. It's all rumours and conspiracy theories. And we're never, ever going to know unless one of these people come out and say, this is why I left Liverpool Football Club. This is why I left Liverpool Football Club. Otherwise, we're not going to know. And it's a whole mess behind the scene. Yeah, Timo Werner, big up, River Knight, big up. We're never going to know. Never going to know unless someone comes out and says things. And it's a shame because it's such a mess behind the scenes right now. Such a mess behind the scenes, guys. Because, as I said, when Michael Edwards took charge, he built that Liverpool team up with Jurgen Klopp, with all the other players, with Mike Gordon and all these guys, and built a dynasty. Julian Ward took over, got Gakpo in, got Luis Diaz in, got Darwin Núñez in, gave Mo Salah a brand new contract, and then left after 6 months. And we're never going to know why. We're never going to know why. So 2 very good sporting directors left this club within 12 months. Something not right there, guys. Something's not right. And then George Schmack should have never been Liverpool's sporting director. Whoever employed him. If he's Jurgen Klopp's mate and Jurgen Klopp say so, and they've just gone with Jurgen Klopp say so, that's a mistake from the football club. It's a mistake from the football club, not Jurgen Klopp. It's a mistake from the football club. It's just a mess right now. They've got to sort this mess out. They've got to sort this mess out, man. They've got to sort this out. Liverpool need a proper sorting out for me. They need to go back to basics. Go back to what they were great at before behind the scenes. Go and find a tremendous sporting director. You got your manager there set. Go and get a good sporting director. Go and get the best sporting director you can on the market you can find. Go and get him and employ him. Go and get the best analytics person. Go and get the best person with data. Go and get the best scouts. Go and get the best CEO. Go and get all these people and put them in place of our football club and let them run the football club properly. And we might be able to go back to where we were a few years ago. But it's going to be hard for us to go back to where we were a few years ago when we got such a mess behind the scenes. This mess behind the scenes is going to be really hard for Liverpool to produce on the pitch. It really is. So that's what Liverpool really desperately need to do. They need to get this summer transfer window done, get the players in now to give Jurgen Klopp the best chance to succeed on the pitch, and then sort out the mess behind the scenes. Go and get your new people in and sort this out so we can get going again. That's all I'm going to say on the subject, man. That's all I'm going to say in the subject. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in once more for a coffee morning. I do appreciate it. Guys, there will be no coffee morning tomorrow. There will be no coffee morning tomorrow. I am out all day with the family. It's a family day out tomorrow. I will not be around all day tomorrow. It's a big family day out tomorrow. So, yeah, no coffee morning tomorrow, but I'll be back Friday morning, guys, okay? I'll be back Friday morning. So make sure you enjoy, guys, the rest of your day. I will see you again Friday. Remember, no coffee morning tomorrow. Enjoy, guys. Don't forget, guys, go and smash that like button. 200 likes. I think we're 5 away. Go and smash that like button right now to 200. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. The weather looks like it's actually becoming summer now. So get outside and enjoy the weather. Enjoy whatever you're doing, guys. And I'll see you on Friday. Much love. Thank you very much for being here yet again. You guys are beautiful. Bye-bye for now.